streaming. Hello everyone, it's me, your boy. I'm with the other boys. Hashi and Surf. Hello. Right.
Just now in this stream, we may or may not talk about spoilers in regards to other shows.
No, we won't.
Well, I haven't watched Invincible, so you're not allowed.
Yeah, I will purposely handicap the discussion just to fight Surfbound.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm going to be animating Naruto today. Like, I've done a lot of this stuff, and I've done a bunch of stuff off stream. So yeah, oh, what up, Besties bro? Obviously, if you want to jump in as well and hang out and chat, feel free. I'll drag you in, or get... I think, Surf, do you have permission to drag people in?
I should, though. I'm on phone, so my abilities may be limited. But I should.
But if
theoretically,
not, no worries. So feel free to just hang out. Right, let's do this. I haven't done. All I'm doing is feet lately.
All about feet the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I said you've been all about feet the last couple.
I know.
Yeah,
that is
true. Y'all haven't seen what Omar would be getting up to in his free time. Just be talking about feet.
Yeah.
And
triangles.
With that Omar, you're like, oh, actually, I might be into. Oh.
I think she'd be okay with it, but she'd bully me.
Nope.
What up, Besties bro?
There's Besties.
Hello, what's up?
Not much. How you been? It's been a long time.
It's been hella long.
Yeah.
Good though. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Tell us about what you've been up to.
Japan, brother. I got back from Japan and towards beginning of March. What else? Fuck. I made a vlog on it.
Oh, you did? I'm not.
I'm trying to finish it right now. I think we finished editing most of it and compiling it down, but it's an hour, so it's pretty fucking long.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
What up, Spider? Hello, Cat Noir vs Ladybug. I mean, who's the winner? I have no idea.
I mean, you would definitely want to catalog something as tremendous as that.
Yeah.
Go to Japan.
Yeah. Next, I turned I had my birthday there, so now my next birthday I'll be going to the UK and finding Omar.
Hell yeah!
You can't visit Omar before I do. That's not allowed.
Then we can both go. Let's go.
Well, supply me the ticket and I'll go.
I really hope gas prices and shit go down. Like holy fuck! I have a trip to just LA alone and it's like $100. I'm like, really?
Damn.
$100 for just going to I think it's I could do a 6 to 7 hour drive, but I'd rather not. I don't know.
Surf makes that drive.
Yeah.
I mean, six to 7 hours is like going to Denver for me.
Yeah.
And then I have to do another trip like that in order to get to close to LA. That's just how it is. I mean, speaking of LA, actually, in a couple days, I'm going to be going back home to Cali here.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, because my one of my brothers, he's coming back from his military stay in Korea.
Alpha said he's gonna be at my place before any of you, so gotta watch out, boys.
That's crazy.
What up, Sishway, by the way? By the way, who wins? Cat Noir vs Ladybug? I have no idea who that is. You do?
Who?
Cat Noir versus Ladybug?
Yeah.
I have no idea who those people are. Sorry.
Oh, Cat Noir. I have no idea.
Matilda said they love each other. Why would they fight? Who are they?
Let me look this up.
Oh, it's a kid's show.
Omar, don't get me started on that same conversation about, they love each other. Why would they fight?
Who the fuck is this? What is this?
Spider, what have you done?
Do you look up?
I did. What? Cat Noir versus Ladybug. Why the unnerved cat beats the unplotted armor What? There's actual discussion here? What's the Reddit? Interesting.
What up, Flame?
Hi, Flame. Oh, wow. Hey.
Oh,
Synergy there. We should like make out or
Ooh,
something.
yeah,
you know?
When you come down, yeah, for my birthday.
Yeah, let's go. When I'm going down on you on your birthday.
But no, I'm really glad you had a good time in Japan. What was your favorite bit?
Okay, it's between a few things. Like, I really enjoyed the Muscle Girl bar. I thought it was a really fun experience.
You went to the Muscle Girl bar? That's sick!
Yeah, I did. I got slapped, I got carried. I took a couple shots. Yeah, it was fun. That was a lot of fun. I did also like JoJo World. There was one thing that was like, there's like a little art gallery thing that was happening outside of my hotel. And I went there and I just kind of like talked with some of the locals. It was really fun. And I got a little art piece done. And then I participated in like this little mural thing that they were doing. They're like, oh, we're just having community people come by. Someone can come in, fill in a little place or spot. And then I'm like, wow, fun. So I technically have technically an art piece in Japan. Haha.
That is sick.
That was cool, right? I was like, oh, wow. Okay. All I did is just paint in like a little like flower.
Well, I mean,
that they sketched out. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
You're now a more accomplished international artist than me, so.
No, lie, dude. You have way more views and street cred than me. Yeah, don't shut the fuck up.
I've got his
Look what you're doing
cred,
right now.
not street cred.
I painted inside the lines of something. Wow. Give me praise, okay?
Oh, I'm not even joking. These characters reached those like universal low multiversal levels of power unironically. Really?
Really?
That's a kid show. Matilda, is that true? Apparently they reach universal / low multiversal levels of power. Oh, you haven't watched it?
Omar, you have a question. Are you using Adobe Animate or Clip Studio?
I am using Adobe Animate because I'm a filthy heathen.
Cat Noir versus Deku is amazing. All right.
Well, I mean, if Cat Noir is low multiversal, or like I think she's beaten Deku's butthole.
Everyone's the things like Deku's just street level. Just cause he
yeah. Wait, isn't he? No, I'm kidding.
No, I no.
My cats tell
also,
me that they're hungry.
I didn't realize I was getting all the JJK propaganda. I recently was speaking to Curse Valor and learned some really interesting things about the story, and it actually sounds kind of well written. So.
Oh. Hey, that thanks to me. I push the propaganda. All the time.
So I might have to get.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
This is a safe base for some.
Yeah.
For some, yeah.
Bring me some more.
I promised myself I would not horrendously hate on a show that someone else likes.
Oh really?
No.
Well, all I'll say is
I've heard everything. I've heard everything though.
I want the Valor-Hashi debate.
Did anyone finish Chainsaw Man?
No, I haven't. But we spoke about it a little bit last time we streamed. Apparently, it's like it was all just a dream kind of thing. I don't know much. I don't want to spoil it too much, but apparently that's what it was.
Okay. I won't say anything further.
Okay. Am I kind of right?
No, because I don't think you're right, but like technically, like it, like yeah. I wouldn't say that's the whole thing.
Because I've heard that's true, and I don't want that to be true because it's the lamest fucking like narrative plot twist trope of all time.
Yeah, I am not a big fan of it was just a dream. He does state something. He's like, what happened? It felt like a dream, and a good dream or bad dream, and then people would take that as face value. I was like, wait, no.
Oh, okay. Alpha says, speak, surf. Bring me more street tears. We will, Flame. We will. Everyone's wall level, apparently. Hashi said that earlier today.
Anyone watching?
Funny,
oh, good.
I was just saying when we were talking about Deku earlier. So there's this like drama that's been happening with like the streamer known as Saikuno.
Oh yes.
Oh no! No, I saw that too.
And basically, so him and his girlfriend came out with this like written like formal apology and like.
Well, it was an apology from him, but like from her, it was like, why y'all not even speaking to me, just drama farming, which honestly, true.
Well, yeah, that was dumb, right? But the reason I brought it up was because
I-
Justin Briner, the fucking English voice actor for Deku, said, I'm going to read out Saikuno's portion of his
Oh
apology.
no!
And
Why?
posted it on Twitter, giving his best impression of Saikuno, and it's really freaking funny.
It's actually fucking hilarious.
I mean, Sakuno speaks like him anyways. Like,
Well, that was the point, was that everyone's like, Saikuno just acts like on stream like he's like a Deku type person.
yeah.
So then the joke eventually got to Justin Briner, and he's like, what if? What if I do something really fucking funny?
That shit was actually so fucking funny.
And people are already
man.
like doing like some animated portions of him reading off the
Wait,
fucking
really?
apology. Yes.
Maybe we review some of that at some point.
Oh my god, it's so hilarious, and it's just like, dude, if I was Saikuno and I heard Justin Briner did read out my apology in like his Deku voice,
I'd be like, this is the worst day of my life.
I think I'd be like, man, it's over.
Yeah.
It's legit fucking over. Like,
Guys, I think it's done. You know,
yeah. One thing I do like is all the memes of everyone using his Briz tactics.
my XP
Guys,
bars.
my XP bars.
Oh, that shit was so stupid.
I mean,
I didn't know he was 35. Brother's older than me. I was like, what?
yeah, he's older than me
And
too,
he's-
and that's saying something.
and he's like-
"What up, Clyde?
God.
Clyde the goat." What did they say? I was in an argument with my friend, and we were kind of split on what separates snowballing being conservative and being super uncharitable, disingenuous when it comes to power scaling in general. Honestly, I really don't. I think it's just as a rhetoric tactic
Private
to be
opinion.
like, yeah, go for it.
The
I was
issue
about
is the issue is that a lot of people think that like the act of like wanking or like rating someone like higher than what they are, if we assume there is like some like middle ground we can like objectively verify, right, is more offensive than downplaying, independent of how inaccurate they are. So like, let's say if we have a character who is like building level, right? That's like the objective middle ground. And you could calc them out to like, let's say city block. They'll think that saying, oh, well, it is city block is more offensive than saying, I don't know, they're building maybe wall level.
Maybe wall level? Wait, like wall level?
Yeah, and it's like this weird belief. I don't know why people do it. I think it all ties into this weird like idea that being strong is inherently like more extraordinary, but it's like how impressive a feat is how impressive it is.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
well, because people always want the freaking gotcha of, well, my MC, like my favorite MC beats your favorite MC, and that makes them better. And it's the versus battle freaking logic of,
Yeah.
if you like this character more, they need to be stronger.
Well,
Yeah,
my
Type shit. It's just really weird.
my thought on it is that like people lowball because like the other person is usually too stubborn to listen to what the truth of it might be. Yes, people can wank, but like that doesn't really happen much. I
It
feel
happens
like
way more often than you think.
yeah. I mean, it used to
'Cause, like-
back in the community, but I feel like it doesn't happen as much anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Unless I'm
like
wrong.
typically, I think like usually people often lowball because they either already have this preconceived bias of where the character should be based off of vibes,
Hmm.
or they're just being total skeptic about it.
Hmm.
And just like it's hot shit, that's like less offensive than someone just eyeballing the fuck out of a character simply because they really want them to be strong, and
Yes,
they're
yeah.
willing to find any type of interpretation that supports
Yeah, and-
that idea.
And you know, you think that sounds fine on paper, but people like extend it to like any calc, anything. So like we'll do a calc, let's say for like a feat that happened in like a series very recently. We do a calc. You know, like there's ballparks for everything, right? And there are
Hmm.
groups of people who think that like you should always go with the lowest no matter what assumptions are being made. You know. And it's like, no, that's not inherently more accurate than the highest in interpretation. Like, you haven't proven why it's accurate, you just think going lower looks better. By
Yeah.
the way, that's not even what conservative means either. like conservative just means to stay the same.
Yeah.
You're conserving it. You aren't, if anything, you're being regressive. When you do that, you aren't being
Yeah.
conservative.
Because even if you were to use it colloquially, like you still have to use like the trees of logic of like, I don't know, let's talk about, I don't know, Ichigo's speed, how everyone still thinks he's lightning speed because of that one data book statement, despite so much stuff to the contrary in the story. But that's all I'll say about that.
I kind of just, if I like the character, I like the character. If he gets blown up by Goku, then he gets blown up by Goku. I mean,
No, that's not enough for me. I need him to beat Goku in every universe. No, back in the day, that's how I was though. That's how I got into this. It's really bad.
I kind of feel like as someone who's not really big into the power scaling, I like the discussion and seeing the thought process behind it. But me touching on the subject, no, I don't think I ever would do it. I don't feel like I have enough understanding nor the knowledge of it to really even give my opinion. Usually I would have like I think one time someone's like, who would fight, Goku or Saitama? I'm like, oh, I think Saitama because gag character, kind of funny. And then I got ripped the fuck.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that's the worst take you could have had there.
No, but but that was like really early on.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even me being like, oh yeah, like 100%. I'm like, oh no, I remember my comment exactly. It's like, oh, I think Saitama win because he beats everyone with one punch and a kind of gag character. Nothing really beating him, and that was it. That was the whole thing.
Nah,
I swear to God, this guy
all
broke
the sleeper
the punch.
cells like woke up.
I did. He called me a Saitama tard or something, and it kept like going off on me and saying like, I didn't say anything else. I was like, bro, I don't think it's that deep. I said my comment, He went on and then he like broke into like jewels how strong Saitama is compared to Goku, and then and he was like, look at see this how many power and like jewels and everything. I'm like, the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You, like get a rocket science degree to prove me wrong, like just right now.
That's what those are for. That's why
that's why they exist. I want to be a rocket scientist to prove all the weeb wrong online, not because I want to, further advancement in rocket science. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, no. It's all about which anime character wins. That's what I need to know. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, especially when you got like the guys like we have in here, like just doing all the like crazy calcs, and I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. I see this, they did this. I guess it feels like this guy's stronger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put my hat in that ring. You guys, it's all you guys. All you guys. I'll watch and listen and understand, but I don't think I can even participate. I am too small brain for that kind of shit.
Nah.
I'll tell you about the dramatic themes of characters and stuff and why certain things are interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's fair.
I can't tell you if someone beats someone. I really can't.
I believe you could. I reckon we should get you versus Hashi right now. Okay.
Oh no.
No, that's fair. That is totally fair. Yeah. I mean, the calcs sometimes, they can be intimidating, but I think most people don't even argue like that anymore, do they?
No, they still do.
Oh.
The big thing you want to... So, here's an easy way to read calcs. It's not even necessarily need to be the math person a lot of the times. Usually, you got to think of calcs like they're arguments, because that's all they are, right? They are simply just trying their best to formulate based off of what is present on screen and what's true within real life to try to make a rough estimate of how powerful an equivalent means of destruction would equate to in real life. And usually what you want to do is look at the assumptions that they make at the beginning of the calc, because that's usually the basis for their calc. Okay. And sometimes the assumptions they make can be really freaking stupid. and that's when you want to really that's when you want to look at your the main critiques of whether or not a calc is valid or not. Because outside the math, that's where the argument stems from, right? Because we're going to assume that this tree is 10 meters tall or something like that.
Okay.
Like something like that. 'Cause they will often make those like type of assumptions at the beginning of the calc to like try to get like a rough estimate, or like, oh, I'm going to believe based off of like the average height of a mountain that this is how big the mountain is. So if we cut that portion of the mountain, then it comes out to this many joules.
Hmm.
And that's how calcs are usually going to be.
Yeah.
And now,
yeah, I think that early on, like watching anime and stuff, I always never really thought about like the power scaling. I just thought like, hey, that shit looked cool. You know how fast that guy was, and I never really thought about it like that.
But you
like,
never got into
Ichigo...
arguments with your friends about like how like which character would beat who, ever?
No, dude,
Really?
I truly have never done that.
Oh
no.
man,
Dude,
that
to Best's bro's defense, I don't do that in real life either.
I used to do it in real life
Because
all the
I don't-
time. Oh my
Because
god.
I just don't. Well, it's because I, in my experience, I've never had fun doing that a lot of the times, unless they actively want to know my opinion.
But that's because
'Cause
you're
I've
good at
been-
it. Like you, and this is
Well,
probably when you
it's-
were more adulty, right?
Well, sure, but like a lot of times, either people are either too stubborn or get way too upset. Because I remember telling you about the whole instance where I was telling somebody how powerful Superman actually is, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Man, this is just dumb," and I'm like, "Man, I don't feel good about talking about it anymore."
Look, if their small brains can't handle it, it's fine. Just they gotta bow to your superior intellect.
But I don't like doing that like in real life. It's just like trying to big brain somebody to do the actually. If you go to comic issue 327, you would have seen that Superman was going at like 350 times FTL.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like the big issue between like what's like true and what's like compelling,
Hmm.
and it gets to like this route where at the very like end, the very far end of the bell curve, where there's like 5 people who maybe know about the argument, is that it isn't compelling.
Hmm.
It's the most gray area. If you like it, you'll believe it bullshit. But that, once you shift more to the left of the bell curve into like where most people are, it looks like an objective.
Yeah.
But it's once people start crossing that threshold, and like if you ever have to explain it in overt detail to someone who doesn't understand and isn't like convinced by anything you'll say, that it looks all flimsy, all like bullshit, all like nothing.
Hmm.
And that's the issue.
I guess that's the
Yes.
opposite for me though, because I'd be like, someone's like, oh, I think that, like, if someone asks like, who would win, A or B, I'm like, I think B will win. He's like, but A can do this. I'm like, oh shit, you're right, A wins. And, like, that's how I would go. I don't really
yeah.
care.
I'm
Yeah.
speaking more about like complex positions, like how do we think like Green Lantern's constructs work? Oh well, in this comic
okay.
it says this. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about that.
You guys must hate it if like a new issue or something dropped to just retcon something. You guys must like everything must fall apart after that. No?
Well, all right. I don't believe in retcons
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because so what a retcon has to be for that term to be useful is issue 12 comes out and it says issue 11 did not happen. This event could never have happened. Instead, this happened, and that idea almost never happens in comics.
Oh, okay.
What'll happen is like a change will happen, and then like let's say issue 10 says A is 1. issue 11 will say A is 2, and people will just read issue 11 and say, oh, issue 10, throw it out, didn't happen, but it'll be explained why it changed.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's just that people are really immature and they don't want to have to read. They want to come up with any excuse possible to throw out as much as they can.
You don't know how hard
Yeah.
reading is though, man.
Yeah. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, bro.
You gotta understand. I like pretty colors and flashy.
Yeah. But basically, the hardest thing to do in real life is having to talk to the layman that doesn't know how to engage in the conversation, because all they know is if you even try to engage in like in a more, not to like sound like condescending, but like in a more intellectual way, all of a sudden they tune out, and then they're like, man, I don't have fun anymore in this conversation. Like,
Sorry.
The way you said that too.
Spider's
Man.
Yeah.
saying my opinion. Okay, guys. Okay, what? What are you saying? Disingenuous power scalers is low-key neck and neck with anti-power scalers for vastly different reasons. True. The reason why I hit the disingenuous power scalers more is because even though they do agree scaling is important, they're always skeptical and question everything, making things harder than it should be. Yeah.
There are people, like, in the same thing where I said about, like, the low ball, high ball thing, there are people who think that, like, any position, if it's new to them, requires, like, this insurmountable mountain of evidence.
Yeah.
But if you start, like, grilling them on positions, they'll start being really flip-floppy. Oh, I guess I don't believe anything. And it's like, no, you just want a debate goon. Get out of here.
Debate goon.
Yeah.
That's a good term, actually.
Oh man, you're such a baby in this place. I'm like, debate gooning was such a thing back in the day, but we were in the
Wait,
servers.
that's an actual term?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of being like, the way I kind of think of it is, it's like if you're in like an MMA fight, you just pull the guard. It's like, oh, I'm pulling guard. It's like, pulling guard.
I'm gonna sound really stupid. What does that mean too?
It's like lying.
I was about to say,
back.
Hashi, I don't know.
Okay,
that's not exactly terminology that I'm familiar with
I
either.
expect more people to be like jiu-jitsu nerds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
It's lying on your back, and it makes it harder for people to come and get you for what.
Yeah.
From what I know.
Oh, it's like the come get me. I grab your ankle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or like another example might be like, it's like we're going to play Smash Bros. And you slot in Brawl, and you immediately like tried to insta-lock Meta Knight.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I see what you're trying to do. That doesn't mean it'll work though, right?
Yeah.
You can Surfbone still loses with Meta Knight all the time.
Damn! He just called you out. Holy shit!
And there are loads of things like this, by the way, where it's like, you can tell these people are just hoping it's gonna work, and then like when it doesn't work, they just seem kind of sad and like empty.
Yeah.
Like here, I have a really good example of like debate gooning is when somebody is just like, can you prove you actually exist?
Yeah.
Can you prove anything?
Or in like other circles, because I was like, the debate sphere isn't just power scaling, right?
Is it just like rage baiting then?
Kind of.
No, well, kind of. You're not. The goal isn't to get them mad. It's essentially like, I don't think you'll actually be able to argue about this, so we're gonna shift topics a little bit, right? Like, yeah.
That sounds awful. That sounds like a horrible person to talk to.
Yeah,
they are.
Yes.
One that I came across in the wild was, can you prove that you don't have dementia?
What the fuck?
But can you?
What the fuck? That's insane. It's like, are you not schizophrenic? Like,
it reminds me of that that one clip that went viral. Like, I would click my fingers and you will forget you were ever gay. He's like, but I'm not gay.
I'm not gay.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
No, I was never gay.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Sir, you were never gay.
Yeah, that's kind of like the problem, right? Too, is that, and you'll see these groups of people. It'll start off as like what's supposed to be like the biggest meritocracy known to man. Only the best debaters can stand. But then they all just debate goon each other. They're all pulling guard.
Yeah,
it's all
nonsense. They're both just. Can we get an image of like people pulling guard on each other?
Dragon Ball debater. It's like, oh, did you beat the other guy who's the best Dragon Ball debater? No, but like he says Capri's son, so he's a dumbass.
Oh, that's a reference.
Yeah, real ones know what I'm talking about. But...
Yeah,
I'm not a real one.
No, you are in my heart, King.
Thank you.
Basically, the problem when it comes to like the disingenuous power scalers is that they're the ones that create their own demons. They're the ones that end up creating the anti-power scalers. Because almost all the time, whenever you hear anti-power scalers talk about that, why they're no longer in the community or why they don't like it anymore, it's because they say they get into the community, they talk to people, and oftentimes they either get debate gooned or they get bodied on something, and they don't know how to engage with calcs, and they don't know how to engage with them at all, and they just realize that they're generally toxic. And I'm like, well, now I hate the entire concept to begin with, and I think it's stupid, and I don't think it's like, it's just a play. And now they believe it's a more like morally superior position to just say that power scaling just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There was that one like trying to remember what she was, but she like.
Oh,
she
the trans girl. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like trying to talk about like JJK or whatever, and then her takeaway was, yeah, I made this video about like why Maki represents some obscure like theory shit about like being lesbian or something, right? And
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, like whatever. That could most valid point of all time. No one cares, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, no one liked that video, and it's power scaling's fault. And I'm like, really, Serpo, what the fuck?
Well, the thing was that
wait, no, Serpo, was that the same stream where we were getting washed too? So we're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
Like-
yeah, it was basically that video was really bad because, I mean, what Hanshi was referring to was that the lady was trying to say that they put in so much effort into this Maki video and how she represents something yada yada lesbian, and then she was like, but now that video is ruined because it was placated by the comments of all these power scalers trying to talk about Maki and where she scales and whatnot. And and then that like a bunch of them were just being transphobic in the comments. And I remember we even looked at the comments, and I don't know if she just curated them all, but I just couldn't find anything in the comments that actually indicated that.
Yeah.
So either she did a really good job at like curating it all, or
She's a liar.
making shit up. Like, I don't know. But like, that's the problem, right? Is that it's the appeal to association where, because they're they're power scalers, that then placates that the entire concept must suck too, and that you can't just engage with it without engaging with the dumbasses of the
What I'd
community.
love to see is someone go up to them, prove power scalers suck. Just debate them on why.
This does get to like a very dangerous territory of like, how do you rationalize an epistemology where debating is bad, but then also have anything that's not just derived directly from an act? I mean, I know those are a bunch of big words, Chad, I'm sorry, but in essence, how can you say you know something
Okay, Chad,
that isn't assumed to be true if you're not doing some kind of debating, right?
True.
And it's like, it gets really fudgy, because like we can say like, you know, we can also
Wait.
recognize
Did
that,
you follow that? Bestest bro, you were locked in. You followed it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
okay,
I'm
yeah.
taking notes right now.
Okay,
I'm taking
okay.
notes right now. I'm not buying One Piece cards right now.
Okay.
Okay, so like we can like acknowledge, right, that there's one end of the spectrum where like that position, whatever you think it is all goonery. It is all nonsense. It is all trickery. At the core of it, if you took someone who is equally well versed in gooning, they would just
Sorry, that
dismiss it,
sentence
right?
was so funny. Sorry, continue.
I know. Me too.
Sorry, continue.
But on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's like, how do you know you, like, for instance, like, how do you know you got out of bed? How do you know it's not all a dream, right?
Yeah.
And we can say, like, that doesn't matter, but, like, for some people it does, and it's not a Goonie position either. It's like, how do you verify you're not in a dream?
Well, a lot of these things come from older philosophy things as well, because these were questions to me asked as like a kid. Like, you don't know that you didn't have like the continuity from before. It could have just been implanted in you, even the seconds before and all that. You can't prove it.
Yeah, exactly, right. But that's why I said it gets down to like axioms where it's like, well, we're just gonna assume we have continuity. We're gonna assume this because it's not useful when talking about Goku versus Superman to be like, well, you didn't wake up this morning. It's like, motherfucker, I woke up next to your mother. Anyways,
Unless you can prove that because they can't even prove that they clearly don't have good judgment to know whether Goku can win or not.
Like, there's like another good example where I'm trying to remember the discussion. Well, it's the idea of we like to call philosophical sidestepping, where basically instead of actually engaging on somebody on the topic of like, for example, there was an instance where our buddy Godtongue was debating somebody on Goku versus Xehanort from Kingdom Hearts, and they just, for the sake of the discussion, they're like, "Oh, Goku, I think he's like city level and like speed of sound," and then basically,
hold on. Let him cook.
Well, then Godtongue would say literally anything about Xehanort, and he would just try to ultra skeptic everything he said, and often try to like go into this whole semantics thing about whether or not certain things mean something else. Like, especially when he was trying to like talk about like Xehanort having inaccessible speed, and it came to this whole thing about what is time? And then, like, which theory of time are we subscribing to? And it's this whole fucking nonsense that doesn't even need to be talked about.
What theory of time are you subscribed to?
Yes.
Fucking,
Look, that's
you know
a
when
valid-
Jordan
that is a
Peterson
valid
says, like, what do we even mean by mean, and what is do? Is that?
Look, asking what kind of time are we using is like a valid topic in like war discussion.
In war?
In four, like FOUR, for discussion. It's like,
Oh.
yeah, there are places where those types of questions are warranted, just like the dream thing. But like, for 99.9% of all discussions, it doesn't matter, and you're being a goon.
Yes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys using Goon has been making my fucking day. Like, it's actually like the way you guys are using it. It's making my. I've not been this happy in a long time. This shit is so fucking funny. Like, you guys are being dead ass serious with me right now. Like, yeah, like see these like things. I'm agreeing with you guys. Like, you can't do like this arguments. Like, you're just fucking gooning. Ending it like that is like ending everything with like type shit. Like all the time.
legit.
That shit is so funny, man. It's so good. Like, I'm learning so many new things right now, and you guys are just ending it perfectly.
When this
Fucking like
stream
big gooning guy. I'm like, yeah.
when
This
this
is good.
when this stream gets turned into a video, I'm gonna have to put in the like boom sound and like dudes just like looking at each other in like a
Anytime you
gooning
just say
pose.
gooning.
Yeah, and boom.
He's what?
Yeah.
He's what?
Oh man. Too many big words. I'm sorry.
Look, this
But
is
yeah,
what
it-
happens when you like you talk to people who've been in the debate community for like going on like 9 years at this point.
Yeah. It's an interesting community though. Like it was
Well,
in its prime. It
you're
was
on the
fun.
cap. They're putting on. All right, so there's like commercials. I've seen it in like the same like compilations. People throw like some of the early Chris Chan fucking footage of, but there are early news documentaries. People are like, yeah, people really like this internet thing, and they're spending all their time arguing with each other.
Based.
Hell yeah.
That's how we used the internet back in my day. I mean, it's how we
Tell
still
someone
use it.
across
Like,
the globe they're wrong.
Like, I didn't even know about this until like it was like mentioned in like a video that like Crisis helped make, where basically there is this 10-year-long discussion about Darth Vader and power scaling and where he sits amongst like other characters within the Star Wars verse, or even just among the Sith or something.
That I can see.
It's
child's play. There's
Yeah.
like a 15-year-old thread on World's Funniest Mixie versus I think it's like a Molecule Man or Pre-Rock Beyond. Remind me. There are like really old threads if you actually track them down. Power scaling is like ancient, dude.
Yeah.
Like the modern conception of it, even not just like could guy A beat guy B.
I actually would agree with you on that, because I would have swore people would be like, my dad can beat up your dad was like the first fucking power scaling argument.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Well, the first power scaling argument, in my opinion, is more of like a tale of like cavemen gathered around a fire when they're talking about the great big bear, right?
Yes. True.
Yeah.
I saw the great big bear, and everybody in the room or the cave, whatever, it's like
The room.
If I fought the great big bear, what would happen? And that's power scaling.
Yeah. How many men does it take to kill the great big bear?
Exactly. How big
Yeah.
is the great big bear? Did its hide stop the spear when it first hit it? Like all of that is power. Whether people like it or
So is he 5 cavemen strong or 10 cavemen strong?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we
Damn,
love
so,
power
like-
scaling. It's a
So
survival
we're
thing.
wrong about the inventions of everything. Like, we think the greatest invention is the wheel fire, but then right next to that, in like
Power scaling.
right there is power scaling.
Damn
you
right.
have the whole the holy trinity of man.
True.
Without
Well, that's
without
what-
power scaling, there'll be no fire. Without fire, there'll be no wheel. Without wheel, no
Yep.
power scaling. What
And
the
that's
fuck?
why power scaling is important, especially in your stories. But even though that's like dumb, it's actually true, which is crazy. Like, you power scale all the time in your life. Like, I could take that dog, probably, or I could take that dude.
Oh man,
You kind of power scale on things that aren't really fighting either. You're like,
Yeah.
I have enough energy to walk over there. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not too tired for that. You know, like, think about that. I have the power to do this. I can do this. You know.
Exactly.
Scaling
Portal 2
ourselves.
Community Edition. What the hell is this? Oh, it's a mod for Portal 2.
I think, Hashi,
So-
you need to get on Twitter and tell people how important power scaling is. Spread the word. We were doing it as cavemen.
I'll tell people this, and they just get mad because
Why?
Okay, so
oh, you're awakening the Warhammer debater.
yeah,
Oh,
alright.
yes.
So here's what happens, right?
Warhammer.
I'll be like, here's a hot take, and it's something that's not even like that hot of a take, but it's like hot take for them, and they're like, that's stupid. I'm like, now here's evidence. And then they get mad about it, and they're mad that like they feel like invalidated, right? Because they didn't read shit. And then they figure out I'm a power scaler, and they're like, how is this guy, like, why is this guy know so much? Why is his cock so big? You know, all like, you know, going down the line, right? And I'm like, well, being an actual power scaler means you have to read everything and pay attention in autistic detail and note
Yeah.
take
better than
and-
everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I even think that, like, there's some areas, like, I'll be like, oh, I don't really pay attention to that. Like, oh, you know, let me go ask someone else who knows more about this, right?
Mhm.
But, you know, it's also metacognition, right? Like, knowing what you don't know,
Yes. Yeah.
right? But all of this stacks up, and they're just really mad, and so they just, like, say, well, it must be the power scaling that's doing it. It's like them darn kids and the
Power
chemicals in the
scaling.
water
That's
turning
the reason.
frogs
It's
gay,
evil.
right?
That's why
Yeah, I know.
Hashi's got a
Let's
bigger
make the different
penis than me.
conversation
That's why he can goon better than me.
Oh
So-
shit. but that's the thing, right? And funny enough, as Hashi was saying that, I recently had to really lay into this one dude the other day because he carries around this huge aura of arrogance whenever he talks about his own opinions and like he's like, all right guys, it's like, this is what I think, hot take, and we're like that's really freaking stupid. And then
You're right.
we're
That
like,
is
"Oh,
a
like,
hot
get
take.
in then we're like, he's like, all right, get in VC. And then the moment we get into VC, we lay out the argument, and then he just folds immediately because he realizes he didn't really think about it all that well, or he didn't do enough research, and then he just hates it whenever we shit on him, like all the time. And it's just like,
I do too
dog,
as well. When you do
you
it to me.
don't.
I'm kidding.
If you actively don't make it easier for yourself by actively not reading anything that you want to talk about, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
True.
Like, you cannot blame me or anybody else that you don't know enough about Naruto or Bleach or One Piece or Pokemon or any of these things when you're the one that's saying, I don't like for context, this one kid has always been opposed to Naya, thinking that Pikachu, like Ash's Pikachu.
Oh,
is
wait, I want to tell
universal.
the story. I want to tell the story.
Go on, tell us the
Okay,
story.
fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, one sec.
I'm
Before you
intrigued.
do,
I'm
before you
intrigued
do.
now, too.
Wait, I gotta
Rechat.
find this.
We gotta rechat, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
we gotta
we'll
reach
find
out.
the statistics
Okay,
after.
but seriously, in a death match between EOM, Deku, and base 616 Spidey, who takes it? 616 Spidey, Peter takes it unironically. The guy's way stronger than people think. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Continue. We'll go on to that afterwards.
I was gonna say, with comic characters, there's such like an opportunity cost that it becomes very hard to ever say they really lose matchups, especially when like the other person isn't like an overwhelming force compared to them.
Yeah.
Because like anything you can think of that's happened in My Hero to anybody has probably happened to Spider-Man specifically with higher potency.
Yeah.
So yeah, and obviously if we can like play the whole not like skeptic, but like the more like, well, we're not going to use this or whatever thing, but it gets to the point where we have to have too many conventions, which are things that we we just do out of practice, right? Anyways, I'm gonna read off some verses, and I'm gonna ask y'all what they have in common. This is like
verses. Okay.
Okay.
Oh shit! All right, let's go.
Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Dragon Ball. What do they have in common?
They're mangas.
Yeah, yep, that is true. That was good. But yep, that is true.
They all wait. Which ones again? Bleach.
The big three in Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Yeah. The most popular thing of all
Um,
time, pretty much.
Okay.
they all
Okay,
have some
you're-
form of power system. I don't know.
Okay. No. So
Huh?
they all have a training arc
Oh yes.
shorter than the arc this guy went on.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
So 4 years ago, nearly to the day,
Mhm.
this guy was like sitting around in like parrot server and character stats and like in the server cluster, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to debate every like mod around here on like a topic they're good at and beat.
Okay.
And the first one he picks is Naya, and he's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna debate you on why Pikachu isn't outer Bursal. And Naya at the time, and even now, well, he's changed now, but he was like, okay, I don't believe that, but I'll take devil's advocate, sure.
Mhm.
And Shofu's like, this guy's name is Shofu. He's like, well, I need to go watch Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh,
And
what?
and so he, and then so he's quote and he's basically prepping for 4 years, and he comes back.
4
and he's
years.
like,
4 years.
He
What?
comes back, and he goes to talk to Naya. This happens at like 2 in the morning, by the way. He
What the
doesn't have a single positive argument.
Oh.
And what I mean by that is a positive argument is A, then B, therefore C. So for instance, Omar is a man, therefore he has a schlong.
Yeah.
Are we sure about that?
Are we sure about
I need to
that?
check. I need to check to make sure.
That is a positive argument. He said, like, every point he made was like skepticism or like, I don't think that's like reasonable or just nonsense. And it was disappointing. And it was to the point where now we have a debate leaderboard for who can make him succeed the fast.
For who can make what? You cut out a little bit.
For who can make that Shofu guy like admit defeat the fast.
Interesting. I
thing
love
was,
that.
too, it
His
wouldn't-
training
it
arc.
wouldn't Be that big. Yeah.
He went
It
on that.
wouldn't even be that big of a deal.
Yeah,
if
we don't-
normally he didn't. If he didn't like make it seem like him losing was such like a big thing to his ego. Like,
Yeah.
No one actually cares about. Well, I think we might care about who's higher on the leaderboard, but we don't
Yeah.
care about like, in the sense like we're just being competitive about it for no reason. But no one actually thinks it matters, right? But he does. Shofu does. So we're like playing, right?
Yeah.
And for the record, I am third on the leaderboard at the moment.
Ooh.
Or well, I'm second. Well, okay, Noodles had 2. One was 5 minutes, one's 12, but I'm at 20 minutes. I beat him on Death of the Author.
Ooh, nice.
Naya took over an hour.
Ooh,
So-
dang. Okay.
I don't know what this
I'm-
means, but congratulations, man.
Yeah.
So I'm currently holding up the
He went
silver
on a-
medal right now.
He went on a 4-year training arc and got whooped. You know,
My
this
brother did what fucking Naruto
Well,
did.
'cause-
Come back there for Sasuke to kick his ass.
Mm-hmm.
well, because basically, or just like, dude, what fucking like Pokemon research have you done in the past 4 years that you've been not in the community, like, or not arguing with him about it? And it just turns out he didn't really do that much research to begin with.
Yeah, like
Oh,
he
no.
says like he was busy with IRL stuff.
Oh,
That's
fair.
not nearly as interesting as like the kayfabe story if he's been prepping for 4 years. So I'm gonna keep saying he's been prepping for 4 years.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
what,
love
what
that.
if he just like watched Pokemon and he really enjoyed it? He just forgot why he started watching Pokemon. So it took him 4 years to catch up on all Pokemon, all everything. He's like, damn, Pokemon good. Fuck, what was I doing? You know,
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, no, and like I said, no one actually cares, right? Like no one's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
No, we're all like, okay, you know, this is kind of silly. However, comma, this is also kind of fun.
Yeah. I can see that.
I think it's funny to spin the narrative to be like, dude, this guy trained for 4 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Isolation to figure out if
Well, 'cause-
Pikachu was whatever. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so
Because it's
Alpha
Yeah,
said
go ahead.
Alpha asked Hashi, can anyone join the leaderboard?
You have to have had been around when Shofu was here, or it doesn't.
Oh.
So you have to be around 4 years ago, or it doesn't.
Oh man.
here's a actually here's an argument that I had with him recently.
Yeah.
That actually something that anybody can just jump in on. He made the claim that if he ever had children, that he was never going to physically punish them or even yell at at his children.
Damn. Okay. Dark Souls run. Okay.
It's Dark Souls.
Isn't the Dark Souls the opposite way around?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
they get their ass beat? Like,
True.
like dog, you know my left and right hook, dog. You know my pattern already.
True.
Yeah, basically, he said that he doesn't believe in physically disciplining your child or even yelling at your child,
I mean,
Interesting.
base, but yeah.
Yeah.
like raising your voice. And
Okay.
it obviously just turned into a whole discussion of like, then how do you enact discipline upon your kid?
Well, I mean, sometimes
Right.
you have to if like they're in danger. Like you'd have to
It
shout.
depends. It depends on the concept, right? I think it depends on like what type of like thing you're mad at them about. They get a bad grade, you can like, depends. It really depends.
Mm.
Everyone's different. Doesn't mean there's a
I-
technically a complete wrong way, but don't beat your kid to like half to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Unless
not
you're
like-
Jamaican, like me. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Mm.
What the huh?
It's a thing from the community. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It definitely is a slippery slope, to be sure. Right?
It is. It is. I mean, yeah, you definitely don't want to really hit them. But there is different ways to discipline them. Like our parents
Yeah.
did them, like confiscation, all those sorts of things. But you are probably gonna not raising your voice ever. That's pretty friggin' hard. Because like there's some dangerous times where you might have to do that, and they're maybe not listening. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because like if you're just always nice to them and you're just always like the good guy,
Mhm.
I was trying to tell him was like, you have to, if you have like a kid, and the whole point is that you're supposed to also be a mentor for them in regards to what life is supposed to bring. You're supposed to teach them the hard lessons. Sometimes those hard lessons require a stern talking to about that. You have to be the one that teaches them those lessons, and sometimes those lessons have to be like literally railed into their brain, especially if they did
Railed?
something really bad.
yeah,
I agree.
Because if they don't, and I was trying to tell him because he also believed that most of the times school is gonna be raising your kids anyway.
well, yeah, school will.
Which I
a
think
lot
is-
of life will teach them the hard life lessons anyway. So
Yeah, but sometimes
that's
you
what-
raise your
that's-
voice one time, and that's like all you need.
True.
You're like, damn, I don't ever want to disappoint my parent like that
My
again. Or
papa,
damn, like he's been quiet and nice to me, and I never want to see that happen. Like because the drastic change from being nice to being really like upset and raising your voice shows just like, oh shit, I fucked up.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's
Yeah, like
Wait, what?
But-
Something's happening in chat.
But yeah, Shofu's
debate-
big dumb for doing the 4-year arc. That's the point.
Yeah. Wait, the debate
that was
between
fucking funny.
they're debating adult Deku versus base 616 Spider-Man is often skewed by bias by big claiming Spider-Man wins this complete distortion of the facts and power scaling disparity between their respect. Okay. The respective
between
respective
the
tiers
respective
is
tiers.
insurmountable. Adult Midoriya, even after the final war, remains firmly at continent level, as his physical output and kinetic energy can alter the geography of an entire planet.
the entire country. Meanwhile, base 616 always been and remains city level.
I mean, you're gonna say that, and then people like pull out like all the instances he's like relevant to the Avengers and like what that actually means.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not gonna win the game where it's like, well, I think my hero is any level because they'll have like more feats than you of any level. Spider-Man.
And like, there's also the AP arguments as well. Like, yes, we've never seen him blowing up a continent or reshaping one, but like he maybe exchanges blows with those who destroy planets with their fists and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's like the thing, right? Is that it becomes like The Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
When it comes to the arguments, like you'd be like, well, Deku did this, and then it's like, yeah, Simpsons did it. Spider-Man did that in issue 403.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, Deku's this fast. And it's like, well, Spider-Man in issue like yada yada goes up against this one guy that does something but better. And then it just goes on and on and on and on. Like that when you have Spider-Man who's been like in comics for nearly a century, eventually you're gonna like cover such like a lot of ground,
Yeah.
and it becomes like eventually he like that's why it becomes like really hard to argue against comic characters because a lot of times they have like done almost everything at that point.
Yeah.
And that's why it becomes hard to like really like you have to talk to someone who has taken the time to have read all of that stuff. And that's why you have to often talk to the power scalers who do like decide to do the grunt work and read all that stuff and then be like, actually, Spider-Man is yada yada yada.
Mm.
But this also kind of leads into kind of what Tashi was talking about earlier with where people try to make excuses to not read stuff. And that this happens with comics a lot is, oh, but that comic was written by this guy and that comic was written by that guy, so we can't count those as the same because they have different viewings of Spider-Man and yada 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 yada. And it's just like, no.
I think it's too
doesn't
much
matter.
what I said.
Is
Entire
there
country-
an argument? Oh, sorry. Good.
Oh, sorry. Entire country, meanwhile, baseball 616 has always been raised at level. Meanwhile, baseball 616. When he said level, he is the king of street level heroes, but he is not a god tier shonen entity. The cap in attack potency alone makes this a massive mismatch for Peter, as Deku's Delaware smashes doesn't just hit targets, they rewrite weather patterns a single shockwave from a weakened. Deku can level multiple city blocks while Spider-Man's, I'm assuming, waiting for the next one.
Still typing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still typing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask about the is there a valid argument for the author writing? Because that's an interesting like
No,
point
so-
for someone to bring.
So that argument's always bad because it's like the equivalent of saying I'm gonna clean my house like one room at a time.
Mhm.
And then like when you find like a fork in your like bedroom, you're like, oh well, this goes in the kitchen, and then you never clean your kitchen.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I didn't,
okay.
that kind of flew over my head.
So in essence, you're reading a story written by one author, and you come
Oh,
across a
sorry.
plot
Oh, sorry.
point
Yes,
from
yeah,
another-
yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
from another author, and you just give up on it because it's something by someone else.
Okay.
When typically we're not reading these stories with the thinking about who wrote it. We're thinking about I'm reading Spider-Man and
Yeah.
I'm reading issue 1 and now I'm going to read issue 2, now issue 3, and now I'm going to read this new comic line that came afterward. Who wrote it doesn't really matter because it like regardless of that fact, it's still Marvel Comics and it's still a continuation of the Spider-Man like run.
Yeah.
It's still got the publishing label. Like that's all that matters at the end of the day. What the author ends up thinking doesn't really matter, especially when there's the whole idea of them having editorial staff who often have to make changes in what the author like typically like writes down in order to make it consistent with everything else.
I've read
And
I've read runs by one author who will have like issue, let's say 5 and 6, have a more like or like a larger jump in like style or whatever, or like anything you could think of, than two authors picking up issue 12 and 11. Like the name on the cover doesn't mean shite. If you think
Yeah.
it means something, you're 12. Get out of here.
That's interesting.
Look,
I'm
we're
learning
reading, we're
so
reading
much
freaking
right
Spider-Man.
Hmm.
We're reading Spider-Man, man. We're not reading X and Y's like version of Spider-Man. We're not reading fan fiction.
A massive mismatch for Peter as Deku's Delaware Smash doesn't just hit targets that they reroll. The patterns a single shot away from. Oh yeah, well Spider-Man's strength is capped around the 50-ton range, which is nowhere near the continental scale.
I'm sure
force
lifting
to
strength
Mental
sure
Warrior.
means something in the year of our Lord. Fucking 2026. Like, get out of here.
Don't stay here. I love you.
Like, I don't know. The fact that like is like such like a specific number, and I'm not trying to make any rash assumptions, but it kind of feels like you might have gone to like a Reddit respect thread and just looked up 616 Spider-Man, and then you looked at their strength feats and what was listed there, and they're like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I've read all the comics.
To argue it properly, I'd have to reread it, but I'm fairly sure there was some crazy feats from Spider-Man's strength back when I used to read it as a kid. And I think Death Battle brought up some of that his crazy stuff.
Yeah. At least Death Battle will like hire researchers that read through all this stuff, and like they're given credit. But as Hoppy, I'm sure he's about to bring up, some of those people aren't.
Yeah, I was about to say they're not
the
usually
smartest,
that great.
like sharpest tool in the shed.
No,
Yeah.
they all fight like they infight like crazy. Like there are like if you were doing Spider-Man versus Deku, they would have people who are reading Spider-Man just to bring up every Spider-Man anti-feat. Not because they think
Yeah.
they'll make it more accurate, but just so like Deku can win.
Yeah.
And there are people who are reading My Hero for every My Hero anti. And they're arguing and bickering while neither one of them actually care if like how accurate like their own character is. They just can't handle it.
Okay, overall Deku wins, negative diff. Oh, Spider-Man Acidic
No.
Brothers Deku adult final manga is continental.
That's like really cute that you think until it's like impressive in the comic sphere.
The only thing lifting feats are ever good for is general durability. I think it's only good for
Yeah.
lifting.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like-
only good for lifting.
As someone who lifts. I mean, it can give you like some idea of strength, but like,
There,
Yeah.
You could go back through like UFC main events and like lifting strength almost never correlates with who wins.
yeah.
Or any UFC event. Like it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, like just because you can lift the guy off the canvas and then slam him down doesn't mean you're gonna win the fight.
Even just being able to lift doesn't let you do that. You have to like know how to wrestle to do that. You have
Yeah.
to get the. There's so much you have to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and oftentimes it's not like you have to be that strong in order to get somebody into that position. Like there's a lot of technical things that go into it as well. You can just be like a literal just a Spider-Man who's just like crawling all around them, and then you eventually get them into the guard, and now they're fucked.
I do think some of that argumentation though needs to come into more of our power scaling discussions though. Like, because people just do skill as an amorphous thing. They like then do like, well, there's these stats and these stats and so on. I think it'd be more interesting to be like, who would, in a properly simulated fight, what could they do? You got the control in their brain.
Yeah, like could this person win is an interesting
Yeah.
discussion sometimes, but too many people like kind of assume that if they could win, they will win. Like, and they kind of like do this thing where it's like, well, clearly, like if there's a writer here, they would have my character. No,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like they're like, well, we don't know because these authors haven't talked to each other about who would win, or well, if the X writer was writing it, then they would win.
But
It's
we
like,
should be able
that's
to
not how
deduce from like how
Yeah.
we interpret the script. See how I've changed my position a little bit there, Hashi.
well, it's more that like the thing is that authors have to read the same books. There is no secret
Yeah.
version of the story with like the hidden answers to every possible matchup ever. Like that just doesn't exist. And so like us doing this like analysis is the same stuff that an author could do. Like the authors are not special. They're not. They don't have the glasses from They Live that let you see through like the grand illusion, right? And so it's like to say like an author would write it any one way is just virtue signal. You yourself are not cool. You are not able to also see through the grand illusion. So pretending like you can is just insanity. People do it a lot in Warhammer Twitter.
Neat.
Too, it's fucking obnoxious.
Oh wait, is
I
that
think
actually,
that's,
that's Hyde? That's Hyde. Hello, Hyde.
That's Hyde, yeah. Hello, Hyde.
How you doing, Queen?
they recently got an iPhone,
Oh, nice.
and and Hyde's like, I'm gonna need you to help me figure out how this iPhone works. I've never owned one.
Huh. Everyone's saying Deku's superior. Maybe we're cooked, guys. The only thing,
I think
Maybe.
anime fans have a tendency to like be like it's kind of like when you're watching your second movie and your first movie was the Boss Baby and you're getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes.
yeah. Oh no, Shizue our king saying, I think you're just arguing to argue now. For every continental feat you give Deku, I can just pull up 5 planet level feats for Peter. Unironically, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm
that happens quite often where some characters are just like that. I mean that was like what it was with Superman.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I can pull up 5 more.
Don't get me
feats
wrong.
that are
I was
just like
pissed
that.
about that, but yeah, I had to concede.
I had to concede.
Fucking Superman, fucking.
At a certain point, like, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like I'm okay with giving like a convention that we assume they're like relative in strength or something for like a more interesting matchup.
Yeah.
But like you can't try to go like bar for bar with comic characters unless you're actually adequately prepared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
One thing
I
that
think,
might be
like,
more
one-
interesting is like a could they win? Well, I mean, I say could they, but most people can't. Even then, there's like so many anti-feats of like, I don't know, Man defeated Spider-Man once.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I do think like Spider-Man can be like pummeled to death, right?
Yeah.
Like that could just happen. But like that's not Spider. It's not like beating Spider-Man. It's like an interesting idea, right?
Yeah.
It's not...
the ones that I'm often sometimes interested in are like the ones where you take away certain powers from certain characters to like see like who would win. Like the one that like often comes up all the time is like, what would happen if you took away like Luffy's Devil Fruit, like Gojo's Infinity,
well, Gojo's
like,
cooked.
and like Naruto's Kurama, like what would happen? And then it's like, okay, now we have to analyze these characters without them using these different power sets. And one of the things I had to mention was like, well, if you take away Gojo's Infinity, you basically just took away his Limitless.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, if he doesn't have Infinity, then he doesn't have Limitless, because Infinity is intrinsic
Yeah.
to the Limitless curse technique. And now you're basically just saying Gojo is a Jujutsu sorcerer that can use cursed energy, but he doesn't have a curse technique.
Yeah.
Now now you're saying you're relying purely based off of his fists and the ability to apply cursed energy to things. And he also has the 6 eyes, which doesn't matter because he doesn't have a curse technique.
But he's still got them hands.
Fucking useless.
He's still
Like, yeah, like I basically said, if you just have Gojo with no Infinity and he just has the 6 eyes, then he would be a really good scouting person and like
Yeah.
a collector of information, because the 6 eyes has
By
the
the way-
ability to deduce how a curse technique works.
I have
But-
to say, like, this is quite funny in chat that they're arguing, like, I mean, Shishway is probably right. I'm not arguing Deku isn't strong, but calling Peter just city level is kind of dangerous, disingenuous about it. And then the guy with Spider-Man PFP is saying, bro, Spider-Man literally is city level. Deku beats me in my ass.
Yeah, like, it's-
Which is fair. I appreciate that. But,
I just love that. Like Peter's like, hey, don't fucking start gassing me up. I can't do it.
yeah.
I can't beat Deku.
Right, I need to end the stream, I think. Because it's been a while.
You're not gonna stream for like another month after this.
No, I will. You'll see me next week.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Because I want to speak to you more, my handsome man.
Okay. You got me.
Hey. No, this has been great. I'll just finish up some of the lines here. I'll do some more off
Yeah, I was
stream.
watching that. I saw you focusing on the fingers, dude. That looked like so difficult.
Yeah, it was.
I'm doing it off stream, by the way.
I will. But yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more off stream next time as well. Maybe do like how spicy streamers do their thing. Like, oh, this is my public stream, then come to my private one afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we do that.
Take my cock out and animate.
Yeah. The stylus is in my pants. No, okay. Anyway.
No, that'd be hella funny. It's like, how are you animating? Your stylus has been in your mouth this entire
Yeah.
time. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hands low key don't matter if your opponent is 100 times faster than you. Hands are not saying. Go
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, true. True. That is very true. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. This is I'll show you, like, look, we drew these 3 narratives ish almost. And it's just gonna be this little bit. I shouldn't have done most of this on ones. Never mind though. Anyway, love you all. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.